there's a train come. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All right, folks, it is Monday, and you're listening to Nichols Live, and I am Larry Nichols. So, welcome all of you. It's kind of another sad Monday after a senseless shooting of police in Baton Rouge. Before I get into that, let me say if you want to call into today's program, it's 501-499-6022. That's 501-499-6022. And if you've got somebody that would like to listen, send them to leadingedgeradio.com, Leading Edge Radio, the good people there that allow us to come on. And if you want to text a comment or question, you can send it to 440-897-0611. That is 440-897-0611. Well, the convention has started. The convention that hopefully, we are yet to see it, but hopefully it will nominate Donald Trump. Some of you are concerned about Trump's nomination for vice president, Mike Pence. Let me give you my opinion only. The position of vice president is probably the most worthless job there is in government. You have no power. You have no official function other than going and participating at funerals, etc. Let's see what I've got. You're alive, and not everyone is watching the convention. 627 and counting. There's a group of men near the convention center in body armor, armed with weapons. However, it has been determined that they are friendly to police. Good. So we've got 7,627 listening today, and in addition to people paying attention to the convention. So don't worry about Mike Pence being vice president. I would have hated to see someone like Newt Gingrich take that job because he would be worthless. I would rather see Newt, and some of you may not like him, but I would rather see Newt chief of staff or some position like that. An all-star list for me would be Newt Gingrich, chief of staff, Bolton, secretary of state, and probably General Keane or whatever his name is, Klein, whatever, be Secretary of Defense. You know, it sure would be nice to have a Secretary of Defense that's actually served in the military, something we have not had for several years. But keep Mike Pence where he is. Now, Mike Pence might, who knows, he might be able to bring with him the evangelical Christians along with Trump. I do not know. But do not be upset about that choice for VP. You know, today is marred, any way you look at it, with the death of the policeman. Once again, you have Black Lives Matters, the New Black Panthers, and all of these groups that are out there and have declared war on the police. Let me tell you guys, The police are not the enemy. They are no more the enemy to the blacks than they are to us. I heard someone say this morning, well, look at Ferguson. And when they looked at Ferguson, they go, golly gee, the majority of the people that are picked up for traffic offenses and other misdemeanor crimes are black. Well, folks, let me tell you something. Ferguson, that area, guys, is like 70, 80% black. So it stands to reason that the majority of people that are going to be picked up are going to be black. The numbers don't add up to the rhetoric by Black Lives Matters. And again, it kills me to see this Black Lives Matters junk, because the whole Black Lives Matter thing was started on a lie. The big black guy was not on his knees surrendering when a cop shot him in cold blood. That was not the truth. But it's like the truth doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. And I don't know that anybody knows exactly what this vocal bunch of blacks want. What is it that they want? Can somebody tell me? Can somebody tell me what they want? Do they want to just be left alone? To be able to commit any crime they want? To do anything they want without being stopped, without being arrested, without being tried? Is that what they want? You see, because if that's what they want, that's called a lawless society. And no country can live that way. No country. Not America, not anywhere. There has to be laws. We were a nation of laws. Now, I will admit there is an elite class in this country. There is. But it's not whites generally, and it's certainly not the police generally. The elitist class are the people that are propagating all of this and causing all of this to keep going and to get worse. Look, we're in a situation in this country where we're either going to go forward or we're going to go down. You understand that? We're going to go forward or we're going to go down. Now, if Hillary gets it, we're going down. Everything you know, everything you believe in is going to be gone. Trump is going to be fighting not only Hillary, but Donald Trump's going to be fighting the establishment with the RNC. Oh, it may look like they have capitulated and that they're getting behind him. Don't be deceived. Do not be deceived. They're letting him come out front. But they know that with a little bit of help from the Republican establishment, that Donald Trump will be defeated. And this is the part I think it's hard for people to understand or believe, but it is true. The establishment, the John McCains, the George Bush, George W. Bush, that ilk, Lindsey Graham, do not doubt they would rather Hillary Clinton be president than Donald Trump. They would, because they want the system to stay the way it has been. And it's up to us to change that and to stop it. I've had to fight health issues, which have made it very complicated for me to stay here with you, to be where you need me to be. But I'm staying. I'm fighting. I'm doing everything I can, biding time, waiting. You see, it's about over now. Pretty soon, by the end of this week, we will know whether Donald Trump will be the official nominee for the RNC or not. Now, if he gets to be the official nominee for the RNC, we've got one more hurdle that we'll have to cross. And that is, will they, the establishment, run a third party candidate? A third party candidate. Because they know to defeat Donald Trump, all they're going to have to do is get 6% of the vote. 6% of the vote. And he can't possibly beat Hillary or anyone else on the Democratic side. They know that. So are you ready? Are all of you ready for the fight of your lives? Are you? Are you ready to get involved in a battle that's going to take every ounce of energy you have to save this country? Now, do not get me wrong. I do not say to you here, Donald Trump is the panacea, that Donald Trump is the answer. I don't know. I hope Donald Trump will be what Donald Trump has said he would be. I hope Donald Trump will be able to do what he has sworn he will do. But don't be deceived. The day he takes office, if he were to take office that day, he will have enemies. Enemies right in Washington, D.C. that will do everything in their power to make sure he accomplishes nothing. Nothing. We have to make sure that those people don't stop him. So by the end of this week, we're going to know whether Trump is the nominee. Then we got next week when we find out, or whenever it is, that Hillary becomes the candidate for the Democratic Party. Then the battle will be on. And I'm doing everything I can, everything I possibly can, to get through to Trump, his people, to try to be in a position to help him stop Hillary. I can, if he'll use it, if he'll use me. And for any of you that have talked to him or his people, remind him or his people, I do not want money from him. I do not want recognition. I don't want anything except to stop Hillary. I don't think people truly understand what the United States of America will be if Hillary Rodham Clinton gets to be president of the United States. I don't believe people do. I probably have the best picture of what it'll be based off what she, not somebody else, what she and Bill told me years ago, what they want, what they believe. I've seen them. I've seen inside their minds what they really, really want. Hillary does not want to be president of the United States. Oh, that's what she probably calls it. That's not what she wants to be. In Hillary Clinton's mind, what she wants to be is a dictator. She wants to be dictator. She wants to be a queen going back to the old biblical days, that kind of power, the power to enslave her enemies. That's right. To imprison and enslave her enemies. That's what she wants. Hold on just a second. I got from Grant $2. Thank you, Grant. From Sanford, I got $1. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I got this from a listener. I have two questions. First, why did the Republican establishment even accept Donald Trump into the party? Second, why was there so much pressure on Trump to announce his pick for vice president, but nobody asked Hillary about her choice for vice president? Thank you, this guinea pig. They didn't want Donald Trump accepted into the party, but they had no choice. They had no choice. And Hillary will announce her VP during her week when her convention will be held. That's sort of historic. So don't worry that it's not time for her to have to announce her VP. It will be next week. Once Trump gets through this convention, then the pressure will be on Hillary to announce her VP. Hillary will pick a vice presidential nominee to run with her, someone that will be totally subservient to her, and someone that will just absolutely be there for one thing and one thing only, and that is to get votes. Of all the jobs I would not want in America, which vice president's one of them, but to be vice president under Hillary would be a horrible, horrible position. Horrible. Because you would have to be her slave to be her vice president. I promise you that. Well, I was reminded by Alden it was time for the first commercial. So let me say today we've got to raise 800. So if you're out there, please chip in today. And just like the two that have, you don't have to send a lot. Just let me know you're out there. Let me know that you care. Please let me know. Now, we're going to get through this week. And you're going to see people stand up and talk, and you're going to see the media make an awful lot of fun of Donald Trump and his convention. Be ready. They're going to make fun tonight of his wife. They're going to make fun of everything he does. Get ready for that. You see, during a convention, it's typical that the candidate gets a bump in his poll numbers. Traditionally, a candidate, I got this from Miss Carla, the top quality of her vice president will be her carpet muncher. That's right. And I got this from Terry. Thank you, Terry Kelly. $20. Thank you, buddy. You know, Carla got me off track there. I lost my train of thought. That was a good one, Miss Carla. But the the world according to Hillary, anybody that disagrees with her, she intends to destroy. Anybody that poses her a problem, and by problem, I mean anyone that might be in a position to stop Hillary from something she's trying to accomplish. She won't argue on principle. She will not argue on the idea. She will not argue with public opinion. That's not what Hillary will do. Hillary will destroy her enemies. And given the power of the presidency, I assure you, she will make people crawl in a hole and never stick their head up. One of the first things Hillary will do if she becomes president is she will pick 2 or 3 people out. 2 or 3 people that disagree with her about something. It won't even have to be a major thing, just something. And she will destroy them publicly. And when I say destroy, I mean prosecute them. See, she will appoint the attorney general. She will appoint the head of the FBI. And they will become her personal Gestapo. Oh, yeah. She will appoint the head. She'll appoint the head of the IRS. And they will all be used as her Gestapo. And anyone that dare to cross her will be attacked viciously. And if she can get 2 or 3 people fairly high up the ladder, then she literally decimates, destroys them, even to the extent of putting them in prison. She knows that the rest will fall in line promptly. You see, that's what she knows. She knows that's because that's what we did when I was with her. Oh, yeah, she knows it very well. Now, after she does that, then she's going to get hold of our military. Many of you have forgotten, or maybe wasn't even born at the time. But when Bill Clinton became president, it was Hillary that told the Marine Corps, the Marines that were standing outside of the White House, as they do officially, in their dress blue uniforms. She told them, never, never enter the White House in those uniforms. Never. She loathes the military. She hates it. And one of the first things she will do is she will strip the military bare. Now you say, well, if she does that, what about our nation? Well, folks, you're confusing reality with Hillary. She didn't care about this nation. Hillary believes that any country that dare to cross her will be treated just as any politician or anyone that comes out against her. You see, Hillary knows she doesn't have to worry about all these countries and having to mess with them militarily. She knows she doesn't have to do that. Hillary knows that she can take any country that she wants and bring them to their knees simply by cutting off the funding that we've been giving them for years. Just cut it off. Now, countries like Russia, China, they're her buddies. They're her buddies. You see, they're communists. And she's a communist. So you don't have to worry about that. Hillary will reign supreme. Then, as I have told you, within 6 months of taking office, she will put Bill as our ambassador to the UN. Bill Clinton. Now, some may say, well, there's probably some law that says a past president can't have that job. Under Hillary Clinton, folks, there will be no law. There will be no constitution. There won't be. It'll be Hillary's way or the highway. She'll put Bill, Secretary General of the UN, and then you will see the artistry of what they've been doing with the Clinton Foundation. You'd think the Clinton Foundation has just been an instrument to funnel funds to Bill and Hillary, and it has. But it's also been setting up the inevitable. If she gets the keys to the White House, you will see that the Clinton Foundation has given her the power globally to do anything she wants to do. Anything. Now, if you're wondering how that could happen, let me explain. What has been wrong with the United Nations almost since its inception is that of all the bills, of all the things that the UN does, including troops that are sent to various places when conflicts arise, 80 to 85% of all of that is done by America. The bills, 85 to 90% are paid by America. The troops, 80 to 85% are provided by America. But here's the kicker with the UN. America has one vote. One vote. Just like the least country in the UN, little old Ikegami, wherever. Same vote, just one. So when you take all of these little African nations, population of 10, 20 people, when you add up all their votes, guess what? You can get anything you want voted on by the UN. Anything. She knows that. She will use that. She will use that to accomplish what she wants to accomplish. So now you've got the whole UN that will cave in for Hillary and Bill. And their plans have been since 1986. That's how long this has been in the works, since 1986. They will achieve a global power unlike anything we have seen since the old days of like the Roman Empire back to biblical times. Power. Just raw, unbridled power. Nobody will be able to touch her. No one. Now you say, well, she can't do that. Well, might I remind you, even though she has not been president, even though She technically has not been in a position to have all that power. Look at what she's already able to do. She's already been able to dodge Benghazi. She's already been able to scare Republicans to their knees to where they didn't dare go against her over Benghazi. She's already been able to take the email thing that anybody else in America, were you charged with that, you would be in jail. She's already been able to just throw that to the side like it didn't even happen. Yeah. Can you imagine what she will be like as president?
I see trees of green.
Well, folks, we're fixing to do a commercial.
I see bloom.
I want to take a little break with my voice. Alden has kind of worked this out for me. So listen to the music and listen to the commercial.
Remember the three things Larry has taught us. Number one, the Clintons will follow the playbook this time. Washington is the enemy. Everything is lies. And the answer is states' rights. Number two, with the polls, remember the 40-40-20 rule. You will never change the fact that 40% love Hillary, 40% hate Hillary, and 20% don't care. They intend to wait and vote for the one the polls show is winning. But the polls lie if they deviate off the 40-40-20 rule. What did the 20% care about? How about entertainment? If we keep Larry in the game, he will weave a tale of intrigue to entertain and get their attention. Hopefully that will make them educated voters. Number three, the only thing the politicians want is to keep their jobs. This is the perfect time to get their attention when their jobs are on the line with another election coming. Larry will give us phone calls to make to upset the plans of the elite. If you recognize Larry as a respected strategist, help us keep him in this fight for America with a donation to show your investment in this mission. Go to PayPal.com, click on Send to Friends and Family, not purchase, but send to friends and family. And Larry's account is nicholslive@AOL.com. Or follow the donation link from Larry's Facebook page, Larry Nichols, Conway, Arkansas, to donate with a credit or debit card. Money can also be sent through Walmart or Western Union, but you need to call for specific directions for that. If you want, you can also mail cash or a check to Larry Nichols, 58 Kensington Drive, Conway, Arkansas, 72034. Thank you.
All right, folks. That was Mary Ellen. She wanted to help and make a commercial to kind of take some of the pressure off my voice. And maybe somebody else asking might help. Thank you, Mary Ellen and Alden, for the effort and the trouble that you went through to do it. But we're back now, folks. We're back to Hillary being president. What on earth? What on earth will you do? What can we do? What can we do about it? You see, I don't know how to get people to understand the truth about Hillary. You see, Hillary's got a way to get to be president. It's real simple. It's a system that I've designed. I'll tell you about it. When you're running for an office like president or governor, it's actually pretty simple. Somebody Somebody sent me something and says, Larry, you're off the air. Am I off the air? Somebody? I'm on. Somebody may have lost their computer. Maybe theirs went off. Supposedly, refresh your computer. I think, well, I mean, if I'm off there and they can't hear me, it's kind of dumb to tell them to refresh their computer. But anyway, we're on as far as I know. But listen, guys, if you're running for governor or president, it's real simple. You can say to everybody out there, if you want to go to college and you don't want to pay for it, vote for me. And I will pay for your college. I will give you college. If you want health care, vote for me. I will see to it that you get free health care. If you vote for me, I will see to it that your phone bills will be paid. Okay, I got from Miss Carla that I am on the air. Okay, thank you, Carla. You see, you can promise anything when you're running for the presidency. You can promise it. And all these people will line up that want things. Hey, do you want to get a check from the government every month? I'll give you one. I'll give everybody in America a check each month for $1,000. How's that? You can literally say that. You can offer it. And there'll be a huge number of people that will buy into it and believe it. And then here's the neat little trick. When you get to be president, you bring it up, and you know what'll happen? It don't pass. You see, it don't pass. And then, hey, it's not your fault. You tried. But she's going to promise everything in the world. It's going to be hard to run against her because there is a massive number of Americans today that are hurting and they want help. And I assure you, they're going to buy into it. We've got a caller. Bill, are you there?
Yes, Larry. I'm just wondering when. I'm not when. If she were to get in, I know they're trying to militarize the police.
Right.
How can we have states' rights if they militarize the police in a state?
You won't? There won't be, Bill. You see, they're using this killing of the police. Obama's using it for two reasons. You know, I'm not certain, Bill, that we're not in the throes of martial law right now. It's already being talked about. If you're listening, you're hearing it talked about more and more, martial law. And then you're going to hear him say, we're going to have to nationalize the police. If they nationalize the police and we let them do it, Bill, we're through. States' rights will not exist anymore. Now, how do we stop it? We stop it by states' rights. When they come in and say they're going to have to nationalize the police, it's up to every state to say, hell no, you're not. No, you're not. And if they don't, Bill, then our country's gone. Don't you see, Bill, how many ways we're losing our country? How many ways we're sitting here that our country can be taken away from us? It's scary, buddy. It's scary.
I was looking at pictures of Juarez, Mexico, and that looks like they have militarized their police. Their police go around and they look like they're in the military, and they go around these jeeps with these helmets on, and they got these military SWAT teams. They're just in SWAT team uniforms and machine guns, and they've got dead bodies hanging from trees. Not trees, but from bridges.
Right.
I think they're probably political dissidents. And do you see that coming for us?
Yes, I do.
Beheaded, dead bodies hanging from bridges.
Well, I doubt we see that in the immediate future, but in the distant future, if we let this country go, yeah, that'll come here. Sure, it will. It has to come here. You see, because when we fall under a dictatorship, then it is ruled by violence. It'll be ruled by violence. They're not going, look, Bill, Hillary knows she's not going to build prisons and put all of us in prison. You don't need to do it that way. If you're going all the way to take over this country, then you rule it with fear. And it's been very successful all over the world. You go killing people that are, quote unquote, as you say, dissidents. You go kill somebody that's against you and make an example of them, put their head on a stick, and I assure you a lot of people will shut up. A lot of people will shut up. We're headed for a place we don't want to go. I've been in those countries, Bill. I've been there. I have seen people every 25, 30 yards on a cross being crucified for 10 miles. I've seen it. You don't want to see that ever, ever. The man that did it was Idi Amin. But he ruled. You see, when people turn in to sheep, you rule them by fear. When people become cowards, it doesn't take a lot to control them. You know, we have all this stuff that we have in place in our country to protect us from that kind of society ever, right? But don't you see, Bill, all of those protective devices, most of them are already gone. Hey, remember 3 distinct branches of government, checks and balances? You heard of that, right?
Yes.
That's a faint memory now, isn't it?
It seems like the United States is just becoming more and more. I mean, we're just not. I don't know. We don't. Our Constitution is being ignored.
Sure is.
And we're just and the lawless, ungodly, wicked as hell of the population are moving to the front and taking over.
That's right. Now, remember, checks and balances are 3 branches of government, co-equal branches of government. Well, Bill Clinton knew what we had taught in '86, that if you appoint, right, if you appoint the Attorney General, then guess what? You control the judicial part. If you appoint the director of the FBI, if you appoint all the federal prosecutors, get rid of all of the prosecutors that aren't directly under your control, you can do anything you want because nobody can prosecute you.
Well, it's already that way now with Loretta Lynch and
that's right.
Comey.
But that started with Bill Clinton. And now Obama's using it. The only thing that was above that was the Supreme Court. And you see what's happened to it now. The Supreme Court is 100% politicized. We're one Supreme Court justice away from the Supreme Court just being a rubber stamp to whatever the president wants. So what 3 branches have we got now?
I guess what we, like you said, we have to resort to states' rights, and when they try to tell us that we have to go to we have to appear before them to determine whether we can have what we want, whatever it is, like Second Amendment say, or we don't want queers in our schools, and queer bathrooms and all that, which is what they want, homosexual bathrooms and transgender, all that sick, freaky stuff. And we don't want that for our children. We can say, well, we've determined that we're not going to have this, and we are going to have the Second Amendment. and we're not going to have federalized police, then they say, well, you're going to have to appeal to us at the Supreme Court for us to determine whether you're, give us the final say-so on your state, what you're going to do.
That's
and
right.
Then you said what we do is we say, no, we're not coming to to sit before your Supreme Court. And then they say, well, we're going to withhold federal dollars. So you won't have any school fundings, you won't have any highway repair, you won't have this, you won't have that. And so what we say is, well, that's okay. We won't give you any more of our federal dollars, and we'll just take that money and use that up for our schools and to build our highways and whatever.
That's right.
Now,
I mean, it's pretty simple, Bill, when you look at it that way. But we can't seem to get anybody to stand up and look at it that way. You know, if we give up states' rights, which we have done, it's called accession. Our states have acceded those rights to the federal government. And now we are totally under the thumb of the federal government. And our founding fathers knew better than that. That's why they put the 10th Amendment in there, so that we can never be ruled by a central government. Never. And that's where we are.
We've got so many idiots that are in the state governments and that are also corrupt and on the take. That it's hard to get them to do the right thing.
Well, that's where we're all deceived, Bill. We're deceived. We have the power to go to our state representatives and our state senators, our state legislators, and we have a right to go to them and say, this is what we want done, or, you know what, you're going to go back to being an insurance salesman, or, you know what, you're going to go back to being a plumber. We have that. That's the power we have. We don't have the power to talk to a congressman or a senator, United States senator. We don't have that power anymore. It's gone. It's gone. But we have the power at the state and local level. We do. If we don't give it up, you know what? We can elect governors. We can elect a governor that believes in states' rights. And if one doesn't, then you know what? You fire him. And you keep going until you get one.
Now, if Hillary were to get into the presidential office, she would is the type, I think, that would use military action against a state if they tried any of this, wouldn't she?
You know, I don't know about that. I can't say about that because yet there is not a federal group that she could amass against a state. Not yet. It's getting close to that, Bill, but it's not there yet. Now, you let them federalize the police, and our chances of states' rights, independence, is over. It's gone. It's gone forever. You know, what I'm trying to avoid, Bill, is a war here in America. That's what I'm trying to avoid. What Washington is trying to do, what Obama is trying to do, in case all of you missed it, they're trying to get this black and white war going. They want it. Because that would be the thing they need to federalize everything. We've got to stop it. We have to stop it. And to attack our police forces, to get our police to where they don't want to, they don't want to be cops. Why would you want to be a cop when every time you turn around, you're getting shot? When every time you make an arrest, somebody's prosecuting you. One day you're going to wake up and people are going to say, why on earth would I want that job? Right?
Right.
And when that happens, you know what happens? Then you got to bring in federal police. And then you become like Mexico. You know, there is not a police in Mexico. It's the federales. The federales are the police. And you're right. They're an internal military.
And they are brutal as hell.
Huh?
I said they are brutal as hell when I can see the pictures I've seen of Mexico and what they do to their civilians.
Well, yeah. And I'm telling you guys, when you see our country taking over that away, we'll all regret it. We'll all regret it.
I'd
And
like to
we'll
say
long for the days like today, Bill, when we could have done something about it. That's why I'm telling you, this election, Bill, is it. This is the election when we stop it and go forward, rebuild our country the way it was meant to be, or it's over. And then you pick any country you want to look at. You pick Russia, you pick China, you pick Mexico, you pick any country you want to pick. And that's what we become. And I don't want to be that.
I'm thinking North Korea. The hell that goes on in North Korea.
Any of them.
But anyway, go right ahead.
Well, this is what we're facing right now. That's what this election means. And it's so much more important, Bill, than I fear what so many people think. I think a lot of people in this country believe this is another election, just like we've had elections before. And no matter what happens, don't worry, we'll get them next time. There will not be a next time. There won't be. There can't be, Bill. There can't be. We can't go any further down, folks. We can't. The next step down for us, is gone. Gone. Bill, let me say this, folks. We're still way away from what we got to raise today. And by the way, I got yours, Bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you still getting that matching funds donation?
No, not now. Run out of that.
Okay, so that person has backed out of that. Okay.
Well, I mean, they did all they could do. They matched and did the best they could do.
Okay, I'd like to say to people listening, please, you see what we're up against, and Larry Nichols is the man that can stop Hillary, but he's sick and he needs those treatments to stay alive. Please put $1 in, $2, $5. Put something in, and you say won't be enough. God can bless your gift, but at least give what you can. Give what you can give today, please. We've got to keep Larry in the fight. He's our tank. He's our battleship. We've got to keep him fighting. We've got to keep him afloat. Please donate today. We need him. We need him. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. All right, folks. If you want to donate, go to PayPal. When you get there, it is nicholslive@aol.com. nicholslive@aol.com. And please, when you get there, push the donate button, not the purchase button. Donate, not purchase, because when it goes to purchase, I can't use it, and I have to send it back. If you're not with PayPal, you can go to Larry Nichols, Conway, Arkansas, on my Facebook, and there's a button there, and you can use your debit card or a credit card, and it will work. Please help if you can. I'm not going to beat you over the head today because I'm just not, but we're in a battle. We're in a battle to stop these people, dear God. We're in a battle to stop them. And I've had y'all come here day after day after day. You've learned a lot more than maybe you realize you have learned. A lot more. And all of it's going to come into play very soon now. we're going to have to get aggressive. We're going to have to use the things I'm trying to get you to learn. The biggest thing we've got right now that will help us win is the fact that all of these politicians at the federal and local level, there's one thing they want more than anything else. One. And that's their job. Believe it or not, they don't care about Hillary being president. They don't care about Trump being president. They don't care about me or you. They care about keeping their job. And that's the thing, using force multiplication, that we can use to make them do what we need done right now to save our country. They will not want to. They will not want any part of it. But if they know, if they believe that there's enough of us that can take their job from them, they'll do what we need done. They will. Do you understand? Do you understand that? If you don't get anything else and something happens to me, your strength is in your numbers, and your numbers do not have to be as many as you think. You just have to be an army. You have to function like an army. You've got to move together. And you've got to know the value of force multiplication, and you've got to know who the enemy is. And I say to you, as much as the enemy is Islam, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, as much as the enemy is Hillary, the enemy to this nation is Washington, D.C. It is absolutely the devil's den today. It wants all the power. It wants all the control. And it will take it if we don't stop it. If we don't stop it. And I don't want to hear any of you be afraid. I don't want to hear any of you say, well, golly, there's just not enough of us. There are plenty of us now. Plenty. We just need to move as one. And we move in a unified direction. And we know, like our founding fathers, we may not know what is exactly right. Our founding fathers didn't. But I'll tell you what they did know. They knew what was wrong. And that's why our Constitution is the way it is. Our Constitution is a negative compact. They knew what was wrong. And so they wrote a Constitution prohibiting the federal government from ever achieving the power that it's trying to achieve today. They did. And we know it too. Well, time's almost up today. Please go to PayPal. Please. Do it now. Do it after the show. Please. Folks, don't quit. Don't stop. Don't ever give up. Fight. Fight for your country. Fight for your children, your grandchildren. Fight. Good Lord willing. See you tomorrow.
Up high, there's a land that I've heard of, one in a lullaby.